There we go. Showtime! What's going on, everybody? This is the November channel member live stream for 2019. Making sure this is all set up here. Yeah, I'm tired of waiting, man. I've been ready for like 5 minutes. What's going on, SportsFan98? I saw Steven was in here earlier when I first made the event and linked it to everybody. Good to see all of you today. Benjamin's here. How's it going? There have been a lot of new members since the... Well, I guess I had a larger influx of members when the last live stream happened in October. But now we're here with November's stream. I haven't done a lot of streaming in the last month. I plan to do more in December. But excited to do the channel member stream today. What's going on? Rico and Gio. Hungry Gamer, Ethan, Taylor. Kane, I've got work soon, but I can be here for about a half hour. Perfect. Josh is here. See a lot of 6-month members in here and some new ones as well. What's going on, Duke? Blitzkrieg Dragon. Yeah, I plan on just kicking back, playing a little bit of the surf, practicing that anyway. And then we're going to talk about the channel and chill a bit as well. You know, it's November. A lot of new games come out this time of year, and it's normally a pretty exciting time. Bucks rebuild after stream. I'm going to probably have to push that one to tomorrow. I was able to do some recording today. Ran into an unfortunate bug that really isn't affecting whether or not the episode's coming out soon. But it was a bug that was very annoying, and it kind of takes away a little bit from the episode, but it's still a really fun one. I have Kalispell coming up after this stream, though. I have to render it still. I just finished up the video about 20 minutes ago, so I have to render that when I'm done. Yeah, no problem, Josh. Glad you can make it for this one. I know college can be extremely busy. I've been there before. So yeah, I'll do Kalispell today, and then Bucks will go up tomorrow, and Broncos might have to wait till Monday. But I have a bunch of that to record now. I've been playing actually like multiple games in a row for the first time in a while. I don't normally do that. I usually go one at a time. But I've been ahead on some stuff, and I'm like, I want to keep recording. So I've had some long recording sessions in the past couple weeks. What's up, Milan? How you doing? After Thanksgiving break, it's basically finals for me. Yeah, gotta get back into work mode, kind of, and then try not to be too distracted by the upcoming break. That's always a joy. RJ, how's it going? So yeah, what's gone down on the channel in the last month then? I think things have been going pretty well. The Broncos franchise is moving by pretty quickly. The Kalispell season is going, and I'm getting about 1 episode a week up in that series right now. I'd like to get it closer to 2, but not every week. Maybe like every other week it's 2 games. I'm in school too, working retail for Black Friday, and then finals will kill me, man. I feel for anybody that works retail on Black Friday. I can only imagine some of the stuff you gotta put up with. I used to go out on Black Friday with my friends, but then like I just realized how much of a time sink it was and how like not worth it was. And like truthfully, I don't really need a lot of things. I'm pretty content. Like I don't need a lot to like entertain myself and to pass time, and I got, you know, plenty of stuff to spend time on, so I don't really go out any longer. So close to that year badge. Yeah, I can't believe it's almost a year. Feel like the surf or the basketball version of the Chargers. Yeah, every game we play, it's just a nail biter and we're probably gonna lose. Any good deals out there though? There's only like one thing I can really think of that I need. I'd like to get, if you have any recommendations, I want to get a laser printer. I'm tired of getting ripped off by like traditional ink printers. And like replacing cartridges and just all the stuff with that. I'd much rather just get a laser printer and have a good one for like multiple years, even if it's a lot more expensive than a regular printer. So that's That's what Black Friday means to me now. $2 a month for Hulu for 12 months, but is it the ad-free one? Because the ads, they purposely put the most annoying ads on there. I'm convinced the most annoying ads are on Hulu, so that every 7 minutes, 90 seconds, unskippable, nothing interesting, repetitive, being 6+ hours ahead. Oh yeah. I tried to be as early though, just so it's as efficient as possible. That's why they're on the weekends. So, and also they're there for playback, which is not quite as interesting. It's the ad-supported one. Yeah, I mean, I think there are a few things in life that you must splurge on, and that's like a good bed, good toilet paper, and ad-free TV or whatever, ad-free Hulu. Those are the things you got to treat yourself to. I have never actually seen a Black Friday fight in person. To me, that's always been something you go online to see if you want. I don't know. I don't really have any crazy Black Friday stories. I just remember all the time that I've wasted standing in line. I went one year with a friend who wants he wanted the TV, and we were in line at Best Buy for like 3 hours. He didn't even get the TV. Just wasted the whole night, basically. How's it going? It's going pretty well. What's going on? Hurricane Junior/Senior. But yeah, regarding the channels, is Home Depot really busy on Black Friday? What do you get? Like a bunch of dads coming in getting like half off lumber and like plywood. Like, I can't imagine Home Depot being busy on Black Friday, but there is so much in those stores that I can also kind of understand it. What's this song, by the way? It's in the YouTube audio library. It's called Nightingale. My dad was at Lowe's all day on Black Friday. I mean, sometimes those stores are fun to go to if you need like outdoor furniture. They usually have nice setups, or if you want to check out like the mock kitchens they have. Although they're not as fleshed out as the ones at like IKEA. That's a more fun place to walk around if you got time anyway. But I can't picture Black Friday being busy at Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, whatever. For the Broncos franchise, that one's called Alternate. All my music is from the YouTube audio library. That one's title is Alternate. Let me find it. Power vacs for $40 and ladders for $10. Really? I bought a step ladder when I moved here because I knew I'd need one. I paid like $35. I'm thinking I didn't get a very good deal now. It's not even a tall ladder. It's a step ladder, and not even a great one. It's a decent one. That is one less step than I'd like to have. The best NCAA 14 receiver that I've had? Ooh. Man. I feel like either Martin Parker or Terrence Johnson could claim that title. Those two are really good as a tandem. Am I enjoying missing this Minnesota weather? It's a big reason why I'm not there anymore. I really just couldn't take the winters anymore. I went for a walk last night in the dark in a t-shirt. That's more what I'm looking for. Yeah, I enjoy the warmth a little bit more. It'd be one thing if Minnesota's like winter was average. If Minnesota had a true like 4 seasons experience, but y'all know that's not the case if you're from there. If I had to pick a winner on Monday night, I'd say Seattle. They're at home. I think that the Vikings' pass game issues on defense are really concerning, and unless they can fix that and contain Russell Wilson and not give up the big plays, like the thought of DK Metcalf getting behind Xavier Rhodes is really concerning. Xavier has not been the same. I didn't get to see game day. It would have been fun, but I was making content happen so I could watch the Gopher game at 2:30. Do I think the Eagles will make the playoffs? I don't. I think they've just had too many issues, and their offense is nowhere near where it was. They have a shot, don't get me wrong, but I still feel that we're going through the same cycle with Dallas, where in the beginning it's good, and then messy, and then Jerry puts the pressure on everybody, and they squeeze out a playoff berth. You're wishing for 4 seasons, the land of Jesse Heikkinen, Huntington Beach, California. I can't imagine not liking the weather there year-round. Yeah, it's weird because you Eagles fans watched the Super Bowl less than 2 years ago, but you're back to like basement level outrage over your team. I've seen a lot of it. There's just so much frustration. Obviously, I think after you lose, like after your Super Bowl is like forgotten in a way, like after there's a new champion, I feel that you probably reset your mind to like, okay, I'm fed up again with losing. I want a ring. I don't know what it's like, though. Couldn't tell ya. How likely is it that the Broncos draft another quarterback to replace the holy trifecta of Kane, Locke, and Brooks? You know, I'm not sure. When I look at the offensive line, I see that as a major issue that's going to keep any quarterback from having a great deal of success. I might get a quarterback again. I really don't know, because there are other positions I really want to address at the same time. I still feel that Wentz is better over Foles, but Wentz makes some really strange mistakes. That dump off, that miss to Sanders. I think it was Sanders in the end zone, correct? We all know the play I'm talking about, and that was something. I still feel, though, with the game on the line, I would have a lot of faith in Carson Wentz to lead my offense down the field. But last week, I mean, they didn't have any healthy receivers. It does baffle me how bad they've been, though, on offense. It's not just, like, somewhat bad. They've been horrible. Like, they had all this talent going into the year, and you could legitimately say that their offensive MVP this season has been Jordan Howard. As a Texans fan, making it to the AFC title game would be nice. My thoughts on the Texans are that the way they're built, they can compete with anybody. I like their offense. I love Deshaun Watson. The problem is with the Texans is they have some glaring flaws on that team, especially now with J.J. Watt being out. They already had offensive line problems. I just don't see them as the kind of team that can go on a playoff run. They're not going to have a first-round bye, and I just don't see them being a team that can put together enough consistent performances to go far in the playoffs, as much as I'd like to see them pull it off. Brock Oxendine, I don't know the timetable on him. He might have gone to the NFL a little earlier than we started with plans here for the draft classes, sadly. Oh my. Some of the animations here are just incredible. Am I dropping a few frames? I've actually dropped 0, so it must be a buffering issue or something. God, the animations for Hope. Like, the guy is a cheat code. Brought the surf back yesterday. Gonna keep practicing here and trying to get my game better. I still really like playing the games when I'm comfortable with 2K. Updated thoughts on the Bills. They really haven't changed. I think I was higher on them than most at the beginning of the year. And then they had a couple tough games. And even I was like, really? When they were underdogs at the Browns, I'm like, there's no way. And then, of course, the Browns cover the spread. They get the win. But then they go on to Dallas, and they take advantage of a reeling Dallas team. And now the Cowboys, they have key losses to the Vikings at home, Patriots on the road, and now the Bills at home. It's not looking great for them either. The NFC East is in a tough spot right now. How much Whataburger have I consumed? I think I've gone to Whataburger since I moved here twice. And I like it. You better go with an appetite, because their stuff ain't small. How good is their breakfast? Like, normally I don't go out for breakfast, and that's partially because I just don't think places have very appealing menus. But they know how to do breakfast, it appears, at Whataburger. I'm interested in, I know they have biscuits and gravy. I don't really know if I want fast food biscuits and gravy. I think I'll just make it myself. But they have a couple sandwiches that seem interesting and whatnot. The Falcons, really, strange. They got a little bit better. Had those 2 really good division games. Came out of nowhere, really. And then a stinker against the Bucks. And couldn't pull it off against the Saints on Thanksgiving. So I feel... I don't know. I just kind of think that the window they had closed in a way, and they've really got to... They're missing something on that team. I think that they need to work on the defense still. Their offense is normally okay, and they lost a lot of close games early in the season. So I'm not totally worried about the offense. But I'm also not totally comfortable with it. Like, can you trust Devontae Freeman going forward? I feel they have to go get another Tevin Coleman. I think they're really missing Tevin Coleman for one. Top 5 receivers, Hopkins, Julio, Michael Thomas. And then after that, it becomes really tough for me. Because it's hard to separate guys in the next tier. Like, I don't really want to pick between Stephon Diggs and Amari Cooper. They're both really good at different things. DJ Chark. Chark's been awesome this year. He and John Brown have really surprised me this season with how consistent and effective they've been as downfield receivers. Yeah, OBJ talent-wise, I mean, he's kind of undeniable. And I think that he could be in line for a big end of the year. AJ Green, when was the last time AJ was fully healthy? I feel like it's been a while. Maybe it hasn't been as long, but the Bengals have just been really bad, so it's kind of been easy to forget about AJ Green. We'll get to more of this talk here in a moment. I just wanted to address some stuff on the channel. The Twins franchise, I plan to get the recap or the finale episode up this week. We finished out our second World Series, as I'm sure many of you saw. And I feel that now is a good time to end that one, and we can focus on the Broncos and Kalispell going forward. And there's a chance that Kalispell just runs up until the spring, and then I go to the Broncos and maybe a new MLB series. We'll have to see how things go. But I still like to get through another season of Kalispell after this one and feel that won't be too difficult given how much time there is. Oh yeah, Amari Cooper, still definitely salty about an event regarding him. Thankfully, though, he didn't make it even worse by helping defeat the Vikings on that primetime game. That was a pretty fun game. But yeah, I'll do a recap with the Twins. I know that a lot of you just want to see like stats and what things look like into the future with the team if they stay really good, if Maxwell Fowler becomes like a Cy Young winner, or what ends up with his career. So I'll just do a big simulation and try to figure out how to present it as entertainingly as possible. Is entertainingly a word? Sounds like it could be. And I would like to do some more streaming in December, by the way. So if you have any suggestions for things you'd like to see streamed, things that might just be fun to mess around with and could become second channel content, nothing too serious, doesn't have to be a huge series, but is there like a game you'd like to see or a mode in a specific game? It can be an older Madden, and in some ways I do kind of prefer that, just because it helps spice up the content, and there's some fun to be had in a lot of those older games. NFL head coach. Yeah, I assume that's going to be a very popular suggestion. Superstar mode on Madden 08. Yeah, a lot of people get pretty nostalgic about that. I don't think I played Superstar on that one. I remember playing Superstar on like the PS2, maybe like 06, 07. But as far as 08, a lot of people, like 08's a game that's looked back upon pretty fondly. Fantasy Hawkeye, just a little bit of NFL talk and whatnot. Nothing too major to talk about today, just fun to chill and see what y'all want to say. Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? I know a lot of you were having fun with my affinity for Thanksgiving lasagna, which, yes, is a thing. My wife and I did make a Thanksgiving lasagna. We're not really into the whole, you know, buy a big turkey thing, especially with just the two of us here. But yeah, made a lasagna and probably gonna knock it out this weekend. Really liked it. NFL Street, NFL Challenge. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do I have an NFL Street game? Oh, yeah. It's not my old office, right? All my games over on the wall. They're put away now. I've wanted to get some of those games that might be on PS2 and they're just not findable in stores anymore. I can do PS2 streaming, yes. I have a PS3, the original PS3 that is backwards compatible. It hasn't died yet, so yep. I'll do Super Mega Baseball 2 in the spring. I will get around to it this year. I've missed it. Really enjoy that game. The new NBA Playgrounds. Yeah, when that game came out, the reviews were kind of lackluster on it, so I never actually ended up playing it. Has it gotten better? NFL Street has a season mode with a created team. Okay. I'm definitely interested in that. I like playing those kinds of games. I wish like NFL Tour had more fleshed out modes, because now that I've played, I feel I've played NFL Tour more than most people that didn't work on the game itself. Like, I have done a lot of content on it, and I actually really like the game. I think it's fun. I just wish that you could do more with it. When that game came out, it had like 5s and 6s for most rating outlets. It was not a game people liked. And certainly, if you had just played NFL Street a couple years prior, you were going to hate Tour. But I think in retrospect, Tour is kind of fun. Maybe not as good as Street, but the wall running was pretty cool, and I think you could have a lot of fun with that game. What's going on, Mr. Rogers? Favorite Madden? I always look back at Madden 12 very fondly. I had a great time with that game, and I brought it to the channel earlier this year, and the game holds up. Even with the sliders I had inputted, it's a very good Madden. Yeah, I've tried to do some stuff with player mode. I had some success with it with the Matt Pierre series. That one is my favorite. I had a really good time with Matt Pierre and the story of his career. It was certainly not an easy road to try to get him a Super Bowl. So, I don't know. I haven't really wanted to do a player-based mode in a little while. I'm just having fun with the team-oriented stuff. But as far as streaming goes, like, I'm pretty much open for whatever there. I actually prefer not to do huge series. But, we could figure out some stuff there. Kevon DeVoe. Yeah, he is a scheme fit now. I made that team a 4-3. He's playing left end as a speed rusher, and I really like the setup. And you'll see it in tomorrow's Bucks episode. I retooled the whole defense to fit a 4-3 scheme. Yeah, defensive players I feel are always a little more interesting because it's more challenging. Like I play with Sammy Hollins as a safety in both Madden and in NCAA, and safety's a blast. I love playing safety. Yeah, 4-3 fits the scheme, or it fits the talent of that team a little bit better now, and I'm really excited to see how it plays for us. It could have a big effect on stats. Never know when a game is so heavily focused on simulating what little change could end up making things better or worse, but that's the fun of it. NCAA 05. I'm pretty sure I played that one. Is that the one with Reggie Bush on the cover? I haven't played a PS2 era NCAA though in like 10, 11 years. Or 06. Wasn't that the one that had who was on the cover of 06? 07 was Reggie Bush? Yeah, that was too early. 06. I feel like there was a Michigan player 06. But I can never remember who the Michigan player was. I feel like... Alright, was it... It wasn't Mike Hart. Was it? For some reason that sounds right. Desmond Howard. Okay, it was a retro cover. I couldn't remember if it was a retro cover or if it was a Michigan player from that era. It was Desmond Howard, okay. NCAA 05 was Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, there was a time. Actually, at that time, Larry was actually coming out of college. He wasn't like an NCAA legend or anything at that stage. I got into the NCAA game though way later than everybody else. I was never really into college football, and I only played it because like I had friends that would pick it up and they would say it's better than Madden, and I think that for many years the gameplay was a lot better than Madden. It was definitely a more polished game, I feel, and I think the difficulties out of the box were better, like playing default Heisman versus default All Madden, significantly better. Oh yeah, Lindsay needs to be more involved in the passing game. I've tried to do that more often. It's just there are only so many plays I have where I feel that the running back gets a good shot. I gotta look at maybe adding some plays where they're running some routes that they may actually factor into a bit more. The Arena Football game? Yeah, I played that a lot. The first one anyway. I never played Arena Football Road to Glory, but the first game, oh yeah. I was all over that, had a great time with it, and have not played it in probably close to 15 years. No, I haven't watched much NBA this season. I probably will when the NFL season ends, but I just haven't been all that interested yet. I really enjoyed watching the playoffs last season. I'll probably get into it around January, though. Return to Backbreaker? I don't know. I was having some fun with it, but was ready to end the series when I did. In a streaming format, though, might be a nice way to make it fresh again, or feel fresh. But I feel like, as that's a game I've done many videos on now on the second channel, I'd like to play a different game that I maybe haven't gotten around to as much. Head Coach is going to be the big one that, you know, I've talked about for years. Still haven't done a full series with it. Streaming might be the best way to do it. Yeah, I think Backbreaker, if it had gotten a true sequel, it already had the foundation to be a pretty fun game. but it needed a little more. It was a good first attempt. The engine was really fun, and that engine holds up really well even like 10 years later. It's a shame that now that engine is probably just forgotten somewhere besides those of us that play Backbreaker. Yeah, All Pro Football. I really enjoy that game. Too bad there's not more to the season mode or anything. But I could always fire up a new season and we could have some fun with some legends of the channels. Thanks for chilling out with us, Rico. I appreciate it. You've been a supporter here of the channel for a long time. I appreciate you. It's also been nice in the last month. I've gotten a few more of those early videos for y'all. I'm trying to do that more and more as I get multiple done in a day or a head-on content, whatever it is. So I hope that I can make that a more regular thing. Ideally, I'd like to do it at least once a week. I think I've done it 3 times this month. And I can probably get some in early December, too, to keep that rolling. I know a lot of you like having the big batches of content to watch at night. I don't think Kirk Cousins is anywhere near elite. I still think the Seahawks are probably going to win the game unless the Vikings pass defense can play its best game of the year. They haven't been great. The secondary is having some issues, and hopefully over this bye period, they've been able to shore it up a little bit. I know Zimmer talked about that a little. Dude, y'all is it is a very versatile word. And it's efficient. It saves time. And now I hear it on like a daily basis. Who wins the AFC South? Who gets the wild card spots? I still think the Colts, and I still think the Bills and Texans get the wild cards. Although the Browns might go on a late surge here and end up very close. I don't think the Steelers are going to pull it off. As much as I want to see Devlin Hodges lead them to the postseason, I just don't think that it's going to happen. But the Steelers, like, with this defense now, that foundation is back. Like, the Steelers just don't seem like a normal team when they don't have a great defense. And unfortunately, they've had so many injuries. If they didn't have, like, Big Ben out and everything else happening, I feel they'd win that division. Well, not win that division. They'd be a wild card team. They're not better than the Ravens, no matter what. The Ravens are best team in the league right now. But the Steelers could have definitely been much better. And they began the season like 1-5 or something. Been in Germany for 7 years and it still comes out. Yeah, I bet the y'all sounds a little stranger to them. I'm guessing they don't hear the word y'all too much. But maybe we can make it a thing. First series I was introduced when I was in high school was the Blitz the League series. I still can't believe how long ago that series was. It doesn't feel like it was. Because we had a lot of like custom stuff in that series even. I had like UTSA players on my team. But the UTSA series was so long ago. Considering Kalispell in Minnesota, like, I've done over like 22 years of Dynasty since then. That's crazy. What do they do at quarterback? I think the Steelers are going to be looking for one in the draft personally, whether Ben comes back or not. I see it being like a Mahomes situation where they're going to draft someone early regardless. I really don't think the Panthers are going to trade Cam, and I don't think it'd be very smart. I get it if you're like, you know, not sure about his health, but like the market for Cam is not going to be very good if his health is a question. Steelers don't have a first? Oh yeah, they gave it up for Minka. I guess that makes a trade for somebody more of a possibility. I don't see them playing against Andy Dalton 30 times or whatever it's been and then them signing him. I think Dalton's going to be starting for the Bears next season, by the way. I think he's going to compete with Trubisky and start. Because the Bears don't have a first-round pick for a long time. They're getting a veteran. And if they get Cam, I'm going to be angry, but they don't have first-round picks for a while, so probably not going to happen. If the Panthers trade Cam to the Bears for a second-round pick, I will never hope for anything good to happen to the Panthers again. I hope even Steve Smith never wants anything to do with them. Although I know that relationship has been kind of repaired now with the new ownership. A Madden rebuild series with generated players only? That sounds like it'd be tough to set up with the roster. Unless it was like sim it 15 years into the future and then start. Like, those rebuilds are huge projects, so I don't normally think about doing one in addition to what I'm already doing. I have 2 big franchises, so it's hard. I can only stretch myself out so much for content of that nature. That's why I'm trying to do less and less series and make it easier to make more progress in a short amount of time. They do have 2 second-round picks, so it's possible they can make something happen, but I don't know what they're going to try to do, but I think it's clear Trubisky isn't the answer. I just don't understand, like, Bortles being the first quarterback in his class and Trubisky the first in his class. Like, teams, for some reason, they view these quarterbacks like they view running backs in a sense, where it's like, oh, he's so young, he's only going to get better. You don't know that. You have no idea if a quarterback is just going to continue getting better. Where do I see Jalen Hurts going? I don't know. It's very hard to predict quarterbacks that aren't slam dunk first rounders because that's where teams, I think, stick to their grades a little bit more. Like, if a team has a 3rd round grade on Hurts, they're not going to reach. If a team has like a 2nd round grade, like, I doubt a team is going to draft Hurts with the intention that he's the franchise quarterback. And that's where it gets tough to predict. I like to see Hurts get the chance. He's fun to watch. But I don't see it happening. There are already so many young quarterbacks in the league, and I feel that with a couple of the other prospects that are going to be coming out, that Hurts is going to be a little more overlooked. Still view him as a quarterback, but there's only so many spots in the league for young quarterbacks with starting potential. The undrafted rookie rebuild, Madden ended up having a patch that derailed what I had there, and the game wasn't fun. I have my save file, and I wish I could have done something with it. Maybe I can at some point, but it would have to be in like a live stream thing, and it would have to be probably like spectate mode, like in my Buccaneers and Cardinals rebuilds. It'd have to be something like that, because I don't like playing Madden. That's 19 now, yeah. I like your Tampa Bay series, knowing how many years deep we'll get into the franchise. Yeah, it's such a game changer knowing that we're going to see the careers to the end for most of these players. And when I make decisions, I have to think about, 4 years down the road. I have to think about a lot of things the way I've never had to, and that's why I've loved that rebuild formula that I found. All right, let's get into some actual practice. Yeah, I think coaching staffs is one of the next moves for the series as a whole. The scenario engine is a good step. The scheme fits and whatnot, and the archetype system, I'm down with all that. Coaching staffs, though, that affect player ratings, that affect... What if it wasn't even ratings? Because that's a little much sometimes. Like adding a receivers coach that makes their catching better. What if instead it was more of an experience modifier, where if you add a very good The Patriots have Dante Scarnecchia, their offensive line coach, who's been known to develop offensive linemen for a very long time. What if you can get someone like him in a game and your offensive linemen now gain XP at a 25% higher clip? That to me makes more sense than the ratings boost that you see in NCAA 14. But it'd be very important then to build a good coaching staff and to potentially develop a coaching staff. Let's scrimmage. But I feel that even what it brought to NCAA 14 was a really nice element. It makes your coaches important, and it makes losing your coaches to another program's job very important. The Madden 12 stadium names, those were so ridiculous. They were awesome. I can't remember any of them, but you'd always see the stadium name in the intro to a game in Madden 12, and the names would just get more outrageous every year. Yeah, career-ending injuries used to be in Madden, if you weren't aware. They were extremely rare. I've never actually had one happen to me. I have seen it happen in one of my franchises, though, way back when. I had a career-ending injury, actually, for Mike Vick. How about that move by Casey? Couldn't even make the shot. FIFA career mode. I might get to something like that. I'm thinking more football oriented right now. Used cars from the Stars Field. Yup, the Salmon Famine Fish Hatchery. Those are two classics. Let it fly, Murray. Why won't these fall? So what have you guys been playing lately? It's that time of year where most of the new games come out. What do you think of Death Stranding? Like, I haven't really had the urge to play it, and the reviews are so mixed. Looks boring to me, at least. Yeah, I heard like walking simulator as a way to describe it. I haven't watched any reviews or anything. Like, that's one of those games where if I want to play it, I'm usually just gonna pick it up and try it out. But I don't know, it seems like a very strange game. Dedication to Education Field. Oh, I love it. Is there a team in your mind that is in a worse situation than the Rams? Their cap is completely tied up to only a few players, and they don't have a first-round pick until 2022. Yeah, that is pretty rough. They're probably going to be a team that hovers between, you know, like 6 and 10 wins, I'd say, on a yearly basis. And I'm not really a big Goff guy, and now, like, it's hard to even be a big McVay guy, because he hasn't really looks like the genius play caller in a while. Whoops. Todd Gurley. I don't know that we're gonna see the real Todd Gurley again with the injuries. I hope so. I know he had, like, in that last game they played, he had a 12-yard run. I'm like, wow, Gurley looks good. But like, he hardly had any rushing yards in the whole game and they got blown out. Got Breakpoint during the Black Friday sale. Really like it. Also Crash Bandicoot and Jack and Daxter bundle. What is Breakpoint? I haven't heard of that. I haven't stayed up with the new games as much as I used to. Myself, I've been playing a little bit of Modern Warfare. I like the game for the most part. There are some things I don't like about it. But I'm having a fun time with it. And then I've been playing Pokemon Sword as well. I am about 7 badges into Sword. Got number 7 last night. And I like a lot of the new Pokemon. I like the new region. And I really enjoy the wild area. And I can't wait to maybe go shiny hunting or build some competitive teams to mess around with. Breakpoint. Oh yeah, the new Wildlands game. Aren't they... Didn't that game come out in rough shape and they wanted to kind of revamp it a bit? Which has kind of been Ubisoft's style for a few years. Other than that, I haven't been playing a whole lot else. I want to play Luigi's Mansion at some point. Give me that. Oh man, I have not hit a single 3. Oh, I've also been playing a little Undertale. It's not like a long game, but I am taking my time with it, I guess. I'm probably very close to the end. I need to finish that game. Undertale's hilarious, by the way. I love it. We need to know Kane's in-game Pokemon team. Okay, so I've found that it's a lot more fun. Like, I've been trying to figure out what my playthroughs are missing. Like, why aren't they more interesting? I tried doing some Nuzlocking over the summer, and I kind of had some fun with that. It's not really the experience I'm looking for, though. But what I've found lately is the key to some fun there is being a little under-leveled compared to most trainers. Because you never battle trainers that have 6 Pokemon. Most trainers only have a couple. A lot of the gym leaders might have 3 or 4. So I find that the game is a lot more fun and challenging, forces you to think a little bit more when you stay like a couple levels below the other trainers. That way you're actually forced to switch out some Pokemon. You can't just one-shot everything with a super effective move every battle and sweep the opposing team with one Pokemon. So I always in the past like wanted to try and stay at their level, but I think what you really should do is stay under. So I'm like swapping out Pokemon before they can have a chance to get over leveled, and I have been using more than 6 for a lot of the game. So, wow, I'm trying to remember all the names now. So I went with Grookey as my starter. I felt like everybody was going Sobble. Grookey was kind of cool. So now I have like a level 46 Rillaboom, and he's pretty cool. After that, over the weekend, or on Thanksgiving, I found that there's a Galarian Darmanitan in the game, so I wanted to get him. He seemed like a cool Pokemon for this game. Also gave me an Ice type. Also using Toxicity, kind of a neat Pokemon, poison electric type. I've been training up a Stunfisk. I had no idea there was Galarian Stunfisk in the game. So, when I got him, he was like a level 27. And the wild Pokemon are like higher level than trainer Pokemon. It's kind of strange. And I happened to be like at a gym where he was going to be useful. So I just started using him, and I keep switching him in when other stuff gets like too high a level. So, Galarian Stunfisk. I'm a fan. There we go. Nice move. David Blau has more touchdown throws in November than Jared Goff. Yeah. Thanksgiving was fun. I kind of wish the Lions had pulled that one off. What else do I have on my team in that game? Oh. What's the really big rock Pokemon? Colossal. Trained up a Colossal. I really like using that one too. Rock, fire type. Lyle Murray. The Lions have led in every game this season, yes. They're not a team that gets dominated end to end very often. In the beginning of the year, they were everybody's favorite underrated team. But now they're just losing every time. Doing a playthrough in the wild area with a team of level 1s, trying to do 1 to 100 without leaving the wild. Wow. Well, you could do it. I mean, the wild area is really fun. I spent a lot of time there before even going after the first gym. And once I beat the game, I plan to start, you know, completing the decks and trying to get some good high IV Pokemon. I'm not going to take competitive super seriously. I just like the idea of maybe making some teams and seeing what I can do. Trying to go a little off the wall with some of my ideas online. Yeah, the wild area, I think every game from now on needs one. And I love the overworld spawns they brought over from Let's Go. I think that was one of my favorite parts of playing the Let's Go game. And I'm glad that they have overworld spawns in this game, but also have the random encounters at the same time. It's a happy medium. The only thing I don't really care for is no shinies in the overworld. That was such a cool part of playing Let's Go, being able to see the shiny in the wild before even encountering it. I think they should have kept that in. I don't have any shinies, no, not in this game. The last shiny I got in a regular Pokemon game is actually the only one I've gotten in a traditional Pokemon game. When I was flying back from San Diego earlier this year, like a half hour from Minneapolis, got a shiny Geodude. That is now a shiny Golem on, that was on Heart Gold. And I'm pretty sure on that gen, the odds are still 1 in 8,000, not 1 in 4,000. So really lucky. Hey Kane, what did I miss? Just a little discussion. Haven't really talked about anything groundbreaking. Just having a good time, hanging out with everybody. Glad you could make it. Don't lose the ball. Give it to Neil. Wide open. Money. No, but I love to get a shiny Wailmer. Like, that's one of my favorite shinies. I like Wailord a lot. They have like a 45-inch plush on the Pokemon website. Just like this big Wailord, and I really want it. Maybe it's not 45 inches, but it's oversized for sure. How about that movement right there? Oh yeah, the shiny Vulpix. I spent so much time on that in Let's Go. And then I finally got the shiny Vulpix to appear, and I couldn't catch it. And then from that moment, I refused to even use Vulpix in that game. I was so salty about the Vulpix. I ended up actually catching a shiny later on in Let's Go. I have a shiny Beedrill. But getting shinies in that game is a little easier than the traditional Pokemon mainline games. I didn't play Let's Go a ton. I left it alone for a while. And it still is probably going to be a game I go back to. I'm on Victory Road in that game right now. I haven't beat it entirely. But right now I'm really focused on beating Sword and then doing a lot on that game. Yeah, as far as Kalispell goes, I'm pretty sure it's going to end next year. I think it's going to be around springtime, and it'll be a matter then of if it gets replaced immediately or what I decide to do, because I don't think I need to go immediately back to a new dynasty. I want to get the most out of this Broncos series for sure. And so far, I've really enjoyed the pacing of everything. We're already a year and a half into the series, and I want to get through year 2 before long and do another draft. And it's been really fun to have a more consistent franchise like that on the channel. Let's go. My favorite shiny I've caught was a Machop in Let's Go Pikachu. What does shiny Machop look like? Some of those Gen 1 Pokemon are a little weird because of how they handled shinies. What does shiny Machop look like? Oh, he's green. Oh yeah, I've seen the shiny Machamp before. Yeah, it looks like the Hulk. Oh, I tried to bounce it past Edwin there, almost completing his comeback. Only down 6. Tanking for Warren. I'm pretty sure Brandon Warren is in the following class. Or he will be anyway. Hasn't been created yet, I don't think. But we got Justin Colbert coming to the series. We have Oliver Raymond coming. Taquan Layton. Going to be a lot of Kalispell Dynasty quarterbacks. But I assume after the Warren class, there won't be as many. Oh no, intercepted by Rodney Kane, and now Fulton clear path, and oh, but Lamb always crashing the glass. He's so good at that. Offensive boards all day long with Wendley Lamb. Any ideas for 2K20? You know, I haven't really thought about 2K20. I'm still playing with the Surf on this game, and I'm content with that. I want to keep playing with this team and give everybody a full experience with it. Come on, we're only down 3. We can pull this off. Man, good shot, Fulton. Whoops. NCAA basketball. Now, I tried College Hoops 2K8, and the game was a little dated for me. The controls were tough. Recruiting was confusing. I wish I hadn't gotten everybody's hopes up about that one. NCAA basketball, I don't know, because there's no custom. And the custom is really appealing to me. But I think as far as games go, I enjoyed playing NCAA basketball more than College Hoops. Although I haven't played NCAA basketball in a very long time. Oh, come on. Is 2K19 actually better than 2K20 in some ways? What'd they change? Oh, get that, get that. How'd Edwin still get the ball and then make a nice layup? Uh-oh. Back down, Alexi. Just updated rosters and a new park. Not a lot in that one, more of a roster update game. Nothing major from my league. I want to see if we can take the lead here. Rodney Kane versus Hope. Wow. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. If I moved on, I'd be losing the surf. And that's not what I'm looking for. Ah. So who do you got today, everybody? Gophers or Badgers? I want to see my Gophers pull it off, but Wisconsin's always a tough matchup. Definitely nervous about it, which I'm not used to being nervous for Gopher games, so that's a plus. Oh, Ohio State's up 55-27. I caught a little bit of the first half and a little bit of the beginning of the third quarter. Michigan kept it close longer than I thought they would. Like 35% of the game. Yeah, if we had McKenzie at quarterback, it'd be a different story. I'm mostly worried about, can they contain Jonathan Taylor? Is he going to have a monster game? And I like the Gopher defense. I think they should do well, but I mean, this is a different kind of running game. Neil Hope's pretty good if you couldn't tell. He's so much fun to play with. A rebuild of a fantasy draft that is completely computer generated. You take whatever the computer gives to you and run with it. That's a really good idea. I just pick a team and deal with whatever they give me. I think that's a really cool idea, actually. I'd have to think about how I want to attack that. What the style, how would I play it? That's one of the things I have to ask myself. Do I want to actually sit down and play the games, or the CPU route, which I really enjoy? And that really, I feel the CPU, it becomes more of a team building game because you can't just sit there spamming certain plays, and you know, your skill as a player doesn't even take into account. It's all planning. And that's what I love, because I care way more about how good of a player I can draft and how well he develops. I don't really care about how good I am at the game. I don't even care about getting better at the game. Not really. I want to be a better team builder. I don't care about stick skills or anything. So yeah, that is an actually, it's a pretty cool idea. It's an even playing field. It's just whatever the CPU gives me, I have to deal with. Whoops. Could be a really good team. Could be an awful team. Or you could do a fantasy draft season, sim a year, and then take over the worst team in the league. That's another way. John Gruden Series 2.0. That was a fun little experiment. That was exactly what I wanted it to be. It's what I thought the Brown Series would be. But I'm glad the Brown Series became what it did. I didn't want to give it to Jamal Cole. Yeah, I like weird team building challenges. I think it's a lot of fun. I find that to be a more interesting part of the game, honestly. Team building is just limitless. And even now, like, I've done so many of these series and seasons, and still I find myself in, like, my philosophies at certain positions, and my approach still changing after all these years. Because there are so many right answers. There's not just one. But yeah, I'm probably going to wrap this up here pretty soon and watch the Gopher game, and hopefully they can have a pretty good day. But I want to thank all of you for the support, allowing me to do what I do here on YouTube. I'm very, very appreciative of what you all have done for me over these years. Thank you for all the support and spending some time with me here on this Saturday. The channel member live streams are always something I look forward to every month, and I want to continue getting you all some early links to videos. I know that I've been able to do that more this month. I would like to continue doing that into December. And we'll see if we can get some streaming going here this month and maybe do some interesting things that will spice up the channel a little bit. Let me try getting one more basket here. Uh-oh, pass it out, pass it out. Nope. You guys are great. That's going to do it for me today, everybody. Kalispell is going to come to the channel here in a little bit. I have to get off partially because I need to render and upload that still. But thank you all very much. Can't wait to talk to all of you again in December. Have a great